Alright, good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I know I don't have any LED blinky hardware attached. Alright. Good morning, Pac-Man. Happy Halloween, Jade. Happy Halloween. I have to reset my Twitch password because for some reason I never saved it in my 1Password. So give me a second to do that here. Save. Good. Go to my dashboard. Bob Ross. Bob Ross is on Twitch, huh? That's funny. All right. Good morning, Vlansix, Critical Sid, Camel Spit, EA, DJ Quad, Static Fade. Hey, everybody. All right. What is spooky? Oh. you got a Bob Ross emoticon. Version 8 development. Yeah. I didn't know Bob Ross was dead. He's dead? That's sad. I had no idea. Huh. All right. We should probably tweet because I haven't tweeted yet. Sorry, I'm doing all this crap you guys don't care about and can't even see me do. Typical. For some reason I got logged out of all my websites. It's okay. There we go. What do we say in the tweet today? Got the link in there, the hashtag. Anybody got any ideas? Jason, I said I would complain about this, but what somewhere in big box, like if you go up, down, down, enter. Hey, Pure Luck. I'm totally not following you, Static Fade. Oh, it let you down if you go. I get it. I totally get it. A Rickroll of never gonna let you down. Oh wait, man, I'm jumping comments. I can't read. All right, Camel Spit. What the heck, man? Not the big reveal. How can that not be the big reveal? well, you can. Why don't we just say this, Camel? You can call that the big reveal, sure. yeah. Oh, 6.66 development. Static Fade. I get it, Static Fade. That's funny. You should put a Rickroll of never gonna let you down somewhere in big box. Like if you go up, down, down, enter. That's awesome. Lansix didn't have a costume for Halloween party I went to this weekend, so I did the whole Bob Ross and Happy Little Tree thing that's been going through the web. I had to explain to a bunch of people who Bob Ross was. What is this world coming to? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Wow. Pac-Man, was James Baker announcement the big news, or do you have another one coming? Let's just say the James Baker announcement was the big news. And then you'll be surprised when the real big news comes. Evening Martin. That 80s video. Yeah. I got to Static Fade. For some reason my eyes jumped between two different comments and I was reading that, so I was really confused. I gotta wake up. Morning, Omen Boy. Pure luck. Didn't find the exact information. Is it possible to ask LaunchBox to decompress zip, RAR, 7-zip files live so my emulator could start them? It is indeed. All you got to do is open up the emulator details. So tools manage emulators in LaunchBox, and then check. Open up the emulator you want that to work for, and then check the box on the emulator to automatically decompress archives or zips or whatever it says. It uses 7-zip to do it, so zip, RAR, and 7-zip should all work properly. I am dressing up as Big Box for Halloween. Hey, Shades. It doesn't work on you, Camel Spit. James Baker is one of us now, yes. Which is awesome. Except for the drama. We've had some drama on the forums that have been a little bit interesting this weekend. So one thing I want to do this morning is pray that we can get past all this drama, because you know me. I don't like drama. I don't like people being angry at each other. I don't like that at all. So we need to pray that we can keep the forums harmonious. Yeah, and I don't want to share where the drama is because I don't want people knowing about it. Frankly, I don't like it. So I'm not going to share with you guys where it is, but I know you're just going to go search for it and find it. Now that I mentioned it. But anyways, I really want everybody just to, love each other, be in harmony with each other. An alternate emulator option to the additional apps menu. That would be cool. That might be the first time I've heard that, Omen Boy. Believe it or not. That's a good idea, though, for sure. Love makes the world go round. That reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original. The Gene Wilder one, for some reason. The Candyman can makes the world taste good, something like that. I don't know why that reminded me of that. Yeah. And for the most part, that's the way it is. Absolutely. But anyways, yeah, I love that movie too. It's one of my favorites, actually. The whole movie's excellent. All right, guys. So, first off, any prayer requests? Actually, I do have a prayer request this week. My wife and I've mentioned it before in various places, but my wife and I and my kids, we're planning to move to Colorado this year. Hoping to move there. We have to move there before the end of the summer, but we might end up moving there sooner if we can find the right house. And get our current house sold. So could use prayers on that front as far as that whole process, because that's always really stressful and annoying and not any fun to sell a house when you're living in it, especially when you have kids. Just keeping it clean is a nightmare. So lots of stuff there that I'm not really looking forward to, although I am very, very much looking forward to being in Colorado and having a different house and all that kind of stuff. So, but could use prayers there for sure. I would pray to live there too. Yeah. Well, that's not why we're moving there, but we yeah. I do support the legalization, so not that I condone the drug, but I do support the legalization of it for various reasons, so FYI. But anyways, yeah, Colorado is much more in terms of much more along the lines of um, the laws are closer to what our family supports, for sure. A happy side effect, indeed. although, although my wife and I probably won't be smoking any weed, but there are lots of health benefits um, to the plant, though. So who knows? Whatever. I'm sorry, EA. I'm leaving you. Anyways, used to be into it, but not for a long time. Sure. Yeah, I don't know much about. I mean, I've never smoked it. I've never even tried it, so I don't have a whole lot to say. All I know is I'm sick and tired of seeing people go to jail for smoking weed, which is just stupid beyond measure. Anyways, makes sense. All right, well, let's pray. Good transition from weed to prayer. Anyways, uh, yeah. So I'll assume nobody else has any prayer requests, but if you guys do, just speak up and we can pray about it whenever. So let's pray. Lord, thank you for this awesome community, and thank you for the big news that we were able to announce this week. Thank you for James, and thank you for everyone else in the community. Pray that you would just work in everybody's hearts to keep the drama level down and to show an attitude of love and acceptance and humility and everything else that it takes in order to have a thriving community, Lord, that's that just imitates you, imitates your character, because that's what we're looking for. That's what we want to do, Lord. This character of love and acceptance and forgiveness and all that stuff. So be with me, not to stress over any of this stuff, and be with the community and myself as well, to show love always. Pray that you would help us in this live stream the same way, and then also help me to be productive. Give us all the right ideas. Give us all the right answers. Help me to think through things quickly and efficiently, and give me the wisdom to make some good strides today with the LaunchBox code. Pray for my upcoming move, my family's upcoming move, Lord. I pray that you would just reveal to us the all the answers that we need in this whole process, and help us not to struggle with it, but to get through the process quickly and easily. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Five minutes is a very long time. All right. So, as far as what we're going to work on today, we could work on a ton of stuff. So last week, I know, I keep starting things, and I haven't had a chance to wrap up like two different things. One is the PDF stuff. The other is the automatic ROM folder stuff. I've gotten really far on the automatic ROM folder stuff. But yeah, obviously people are going to be, I think people are going to be chomping at the bit to be able to get at James's videos. So I really kind of think, but anyways, the reason why I have been jumping between all this stuff and haven't wrapped anything up is because I've had a bunch of business stuff going on. So honestly, last week, towards the end of the week, I wasn't able to do a lot of development. Obviously, one of the biggest things was we just added another member to the team. So I've been distracted from development because of all that stuff, but of course now, thankfully this week, I'm going to be able to get back into development hardcore and wrap all the stuff up. So that's what we need to do. I need to get this beta out as quickly as possible for people to be able to use some of these new features. One thing that, no, not really negotiations so much as, well, sure, some negotiations, yeah. But really, I mean, we got to get people up to speed. A lot of conversations I was having. So, anyways, we are. I think what I'm going to start with today is just to keep things exciting. We're going to try and get video downloads integrated for James Baker's videos, and we'll go from there. What I want to do is get the videos on Amazon S3 ultimately, and that'll make for really easy downloads. That won't be difficult. And we just need to basically add a category for that. I don't think that's going to be too much work, but we need to add a category so that people can download those platform videos and then eventually actually game videos as well. So that's what we're shooting for right now. So let's get started on that. The other thing is, right now we only support one video, and very clearly we're going to need to be able to support more than one for both platforms and games. So maybe we should start there. I'm not sure. Jade, off topic, but you know how you can set colors? I made Halloween colors and like to save it in the list where others are. Know what I mean? Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, that's neat. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to do that, so we'd have to add that. But that makes a lot of sense. It's just like 4 colors or something like that. So, excuse me. So it wouldn't be that hard to save it separately. But yeah, it would be nice to add a button to add a theme to the list. That makes sense. All right. So here goes. All right, so the first question is, do we focus on adding support for multiple videos first, or do we focus on adding support, or do we jump right into the video downloads? It'd obviously be quicker to get this done to jump right into the video downloads, but that's not going to support multiple videos. I'm thinking, first off, we should just get it working. Martin. Simply Awesome was asking if you could get in touch with the Monster Arcade's deal for more info. I didn't see that. Where was that, Martin? Definitely want to talk with him. I didn't realize he was asking me about anything. Critical Sid, will the cinematic themes replace the platform videos, or will they be their own thing? So ideally, they'd be their own thing, right? But that's the question I'm kind of asking here. Do we want to focus on adding multiple video support first, or do we want to just get them working first? Latest Immunation on Saturday. Okay. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Obviously, my weekend was swamped, and not on top of that, I had a minor flu. So, yeah, but yeah, I'll give his video a watch. Multi videos, get it working, and then do the other thing. So 1v1. I'm thinking though. All right, so multi videos it is. However, we're gonna take a simple approach to this. We're simply gonna add another video category. I think. So on platforms, and we're gonna start with only platforms. So if we go to open up Manage Platforms. I'm gonna, well, whatever we do, Martin, I'm gonna wrap everything up this week, so we'll be okay. I'm not too worried about that. There may be broken things in the beta, but there's been worse things before. That's okay. The again, I'm close on the um, ROM folder parsing, and that is at a point where I can just kind of make it halfway there, but not broken. So I'll probably release that in somewhat of its current form. The PDF support I'll probably just hide so people can't get at that until that's ready. I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do, because that's going to be a lot more work. The auto ROM folder parsing is not so much work. To wrap it up, all right. So if we edit a platform, yeah, language, reset. All right, and then folders. And we have the grid. So I'm going to need to pull this up live in LaunchBox. Cry in a heap in the corner. Hey, Moose. Happen to ask RetroArch about the licensing. No, I assume you mean as far as... are you talking about... What are you talking about, Quad? Because there's lots of questions there. One is distributing it with cabinets. Is that what you're referring to? Thank you, Corvus. That's awesome to hear. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Including the cores. Sure. Yeah, no, I haven't opened up the conversation yet. But we definitely need to have that conversation. Really, though, I'm not sure that we need a conversation, okay? RetroArch is open source, right? So distributing RetroArch, as long as we include all the license, I need to review the RetroArch license. I don't even remember what license RetroArch is. If it's the GPL, yeah. So libretro is the GPL. It's the general public license. So what that means is we can distribute it. That's not going to be a problem. So we don't need to worry about having access to that stuff. It is licensed in a way that allows us to distribute it. All we got to do is just distribute the license information with it, make sure we follow all the rules. We're not tweaking RetroArch, so there's no reason for us to worry about any licensing issues as far as I'm aware. Yeah, thank you, Blansix. One thing I don't understand about RetroArch is how they're able to take all the other emulator cores and distribute them with that same license. I guess they just get approval. That makes sense. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we're good to go. Don't worry about that. The only time we get in trouble with the GPL is if we have to modify the code, or if we try and put the code directly into LaunchBox, so we can tweak it, you know, that kind of thing. Then legally we have to distribute the entire source code of the entire project, which is a joke. So, anyways, I was going into tools, manage platforms, and we'll pull up, like, it doesn't matter. So we have, really what I'm thinking I'll do is just put another folder in here for theme videos. We have video and we have theme video. That would probably work. Although there's only one theme video. We don't even have the option right now to change the location of the Huh. Of the theme videos or the platform videos, do we? Is they're hard coded under platforms, LaunchBox slash videos slash platforms, I think. That's interesting. Well, that makes it easy, although less flexible. MIT is amazing. I wish everything was MIT. Whoa, camel spit. The thing is, the thing is, you know, that all that does though is start a flame war. All right, so I don't. Frankly, if devs are making a product available to us, I don't care whether they're a jerk. I don't care. All right. The thing is, they're putting in their effort. They're putting in the time to do all the development and all that stuff. If their community is being jerks, whatever. As long as it's a good product, I want to use it. I don't think anyone being a jerk is a good reason not to use a product. Frankly. So, but anyways, yeah, I get that. I get that. I know what you mean. I've seen some of it, although I do support the RetroArch guys. They do so much for everybody. And although I have some technical issues with RetroArch, I really, there's a lot of things about it I don't like. It makes things so much easier as far as setting up a cabinet to be able to use it. You set up the controls once, and they just work for the majority of platforms. It's really important. It really makes things a lot easier. So I don't see us not using RetroArch, frankly. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. One thing that's interesting to me is when we pull the video for the platform. So I'm going to pull up data, platform, something get video path or whatever. That's not what I want. Get platform video. There it is. Get default platform video path. Yeah, see, we're hard coding this, which isn't really a big deal because it's only the platform videos. But there's no way to change that right now. It's always videos / platforms, which we're going to leave. We're not going to change that. But that makes it a lot easier for us to add a separate entry for the video themes. So that's what we're going to do. Really, I should just copy this whole thing because it's going to be almost exactly the same. It's just going to be videos / platform themes for now. That'll do. So we'll have a separate type for platforms called platform themes. And then take a look at this. I'm going to say public string get. Oh, I see what it is. So you can customize what the video is. Yeah, manually on a per. Okay, well, that works. So if we go into manage platforms again. And we open one of these up. So we have a video path here. And you can customize that to be whatever you want on a platform by platform basis. That's how this works. But it's going to default to this path here. So that's fine. We need to add a setting. but this is going to be platform theme video path. Copy this. Theme video path, which I need to add. Theme video path. Get default platform theme video path. Return this dot theme video path. Default platform theme video path. So we need to add theme video path. Let's go with this. Sorry guys, I'm still getting over my weird bug thing that I had from this weekend, so if I'm coughing a little, forgive me. Let's do this and make this easy. Do property with backing field. And then that guy. All right, let's catch up on some comments. Sid, I think it would be great if the cinematic themes would work similar to the sound pack so that users could easily switch from one video style to another. That would be awesome. I agree. That would be really neat. But sadly, I think we're gonna have to wait on that functionality because we just got too much to do right now. But yeah, that would be really cool. Massachusetts Institute of Technology represent. What the heck? Where did that come from? Toss, I'm with you, Dawes. What the heck? What do you mean, Jade? Static fade for cabinets, like you are planning on doing that, would be a great, huge selling point from the setup standpoint, easy for the buyer. That's the thing. So one of the most exciting things about this is I really think we can make this the easiest possible solution for anybody out there as far as buying a cabinet. And that is going to be a main focus. It's literally going to be as easy. I'm hoping. Well, no, I'm not hoping. I know we can do it. It's literally going to be as easy as you copy your ROMs for your various platforms to the right folders, and it just works. That's what we're shooting for. One of the reasons why we're working on automatic ROM folder parsing is in order to support that. So, yes, it's going to be super straightforward and easy. Corvus, so I love that you can add custom attributes to ROMs, so I was wondering if there's a way to add a custom attribute to multiple ROMs at once. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think we support custom fields in the bulk edit wizard right now, unfortunately. Maybe we do, though. I'd have to check. I'd have to try. But if we do, what you would do is you would add a custom field to one of your games, and then you'd go into bulk edit your games and just select multiple games and say edit, and see if that field shows up there for you. I'm not sure. I think we might, though. I think I remember something like that. Camel Spit. Well, there are also other emus that are GPL or MIT you can use too. I know I am heavily biased against RetroArch, but they were mean to me. I'm a nice guy too. I know. I've seen some of the drama on the forums, and I know there's certain people in that realm that have not been nice historically. Talk about a package on the Monster Arcade systems. Is this something we'll have access to and we'll get updates? All right, so a package, all that means is I'm going to create a perfect, and this will be all me. I'm going to create a as perfect as I can, a setup that has emulators or it has configurations available for the most popular systems, okay? And it will come on the cabinet. Will it have updates? No, I don't plan on doing that. So if you want to update it, and we might eventually, That might be an idea for eventually, but that is going to be a lot of work that I don't plan on initially doing. It's gonna just work out of the box. However, we're not going to do anything to automate emulator updates or anything like that. So we may do that eventually, but for right now, we'll promise it'll work out of the box, but we're not going to, um, provide updates or really. I mean, we'll provide support to the point, or we'll always provide support on the forums, and we'll provide support to the point where it should work for you when you first get it. We're not going to provide support for people who screw up their collections just because we can't. There's no way we can deal with that. So that's going to be one potential pain point, I know, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do all of that. Oh, and boy, the main reason for using RetroArch for most of my platforms is it's by far the most controller-friendly emulator, especially when I change controls per game. Also, most other emulators don't support X input, which is a must if you're using Xbox controllers and want to add a player mid-game and have the new controller recognized. Interesting. Oh man, I use my Steam controller and proxy, so I get per game settings anyways. Corvus, the only appeal to RetroArch for me is the use of controllers for the menu without using a different tool. And I guess the second good thing is shaders. That makes sense. Stop complaining now. I just don't like to promote a project that has toxic attitude towards the community. That can't be good for any project. No, it can't. It's not. And I'm glad we're not like that. But I'm still going to use it. I don't have Steam controller, just Xbox 360 controllers. Also like being able to change controls on the fly while in game. MIT. Oh, Massachusetts. Oh, there it is. I get it. That makes sense. Yeah, they're awesome, obviously. Thank you, Static Fade. Complete one stop. Absolutely. Yeah, I do now. I won't make that mistake again, Jade. Thinking if we could get packages for regular PC use, even if we don't have a cabinet. I don't plan on distributing that stuff because I think the support would be horrendous. And we can't charge for it because it's just that wouldn't be fair. So I don't know. That's an interesting problem to solve. I didn't think about that. So we'll have to think about that one. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to distribute, or if I'm interested in distributing those packages without the cabinets. Honestly, for one thing, it's a good selling point for the cabinets. For another thing, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to. That's a good point, though. I hadn't even thought about that. So I'll think about that here over time. Sync would be fairly easy to do, but I got so much stuff on my plate, Quad. There's no way I'm gonna tackle that right now. New program for cabinets is called Out of the Box. All right, let's get back to the code here. So I added theme video path. We need, you just use the default. I need to add it to the interface, but we'll just make it use the default here first. We got to get downloads going. So yeah, the next thing would be to implement downloads, I think. Or is it? What is the next thing to work on? If we look at the I need to get Amazon S3 set up before I can really tackle the downloads. So maybe we should just put the videos in there first and just get them working. So let me tackle that here in my LaunchBox folder. So we're going to have platform themes, a platform themes folder, and a platforms folder. Platforms, I just copied it right now. So then we just need to make Big Box optionally use it, I think. We're going to need a new in platform. Let's go back there. Get platform video path. Excuse me. My stomach is churning. All right, so get default platform video path. Let's check on that. Sure, that makes sense. So string default equals string path if string dot is null or empty path if not string that is null or empty path, we're going to return path, right? But wait, we need to restructure this a little. What I'm trying to do is we want to well, I'm not sure if we want to revert platform video path to theme video path. Wait a minute. I'm in the wrong method completely. Wake up. All right. I'm changing my mind though. I'm not sure we really want to make the theme video path default to the platform video path. I don't think we do necessarily. But we definitely need to use this for the videos. And we can add an option to switch between the two, I think. Yeah, I'm, I could provide a separate package to download that includes RetroArch and MAME. But of course, we do updates, so there's no way I can just make the standard package include both RetroArch and MAME because that would bloat it to crazy. I mean, that would be huge. So I don't know. But we could provide a separate zip or something that would provide a default configuration. That is a good point. And now that if we make it, yeah, something to think about. Hey Tape. Hey Beetle. We've been talking about that. Sure, James Baker's the big reveal. Camel. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. RetroArch. So RetroArch, if we were to provide RetroArch and MAME, okay, it makes sense to provide the package when you know what the hardware is, okay, because you can configure it perfectly for that particular system. But if we're not distributing the hardware, it's not cut and dry like it's supposed to be. I mean, it becomes a whole. There's a reason why RetroArch doesn't distribute it already configured, because it's different for every single system, and not every single cabinet is going to be configured the same way. They're very, very different. So, can you? So it's not possible for us to distribute a system including MAME and RetroArch that is going to work on every single computer. That just doesn't. That's not going to work. So the reason why we can do it for cabinets that we sell is because we can configure it for the particular machine. We can't do that for other machines. Take it easy, Martin. So yeah, I see where you guys are going. It would be nice if that was feasible. It's not 100% feasible. We could do something like that, but it's never going to be as good as being able to do it with the actual cabinets. Thank you, Beetle. Um, that has come up. I haven't. I mean, we're just getting started with the hardware thing. I hope. I hope that goes well, and we can move on to other types of stuff. But yes, HCPCs have come up. I think that would be a great idea. We just got to get there. The hard part is most people don't know how to download cores. Sure, so I mean that would be easy to distribute RetroArch with cores, assuming that they're not RetroArch doesn't hate that or something. I don't know. I don't know. All right, well, let's get back to the code. So in Big Box, we need to actually use the theme videos. Excuse me. So basically, the platform stuff, the models are going to be in filters, view models, what I'm going for, and then all these platform ones. So these are the ones we're going to want to tweak. I need to go through my folder and clean some stuff up here, though. For instance, so videos. Let's go into platforms. This is a custom theme. This is to I'm gonna have to figure this out yet. I'm not getting them all, but something like that. I'm gonna cut those. Then I'm gonna go into platform themes and actually delete all these and paste those in here so that we have separate videos in platforms versus platform themes. That's what I'm going for. This is a theme. This is a theme. and then we can play with it in Big Box. So if we go into start here and video, platform to get platform video path. So simple. We'll have to tweak this to support using either, using either one. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that. So where are we? There it is. Platforms use background videos. We're going to need theme settings here too at some point, obviously. Background view model and image video view model. Sure. And we're going to need to be able to support both. That's the thing. So we need another property, I think, is how we should deal with this. But then we got to change all the themes. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, we need to support both a platform background video and so like the background theme video and the actual video of the and another video on top of it. We got to support both at the same time if we do this properly. Let me catch up on some comments. That makes sense, Beetle. Although, I mean, if we built an HTPC, it's easy to make machines work the same now with 360 and Xbox One controllers. And so we would, but the default configuration would just require you to use either a 360 or an Xbox One controller. And if you wanted to change it up to use PS3 or something like that, you'd have to do it yourself. So that wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, my experiences with RetroArch have been just things get broken because they got such a crazy bunch of stuff to tackle. Things randomly get broken with different versions, and you have to, and so you're pulling your hair out why something isn't working, and eventually you find out that it's undocumented, but it's broken for this one little version. It's been, I've had some horrible issues as well with video drivers with RetroArch and stuff for literally months. On like 3 different computers, RetroArch was not running so that the audio was synced properly with the video. And I mentioned that a long time ago. And magically, either video driver updates came out or Windows updates came out. I don't know what it did, but it just randomly got fixed one day. And I didn't even update RetroArch. It wasn't RetroArch that fixed it. It was an OS thing or a video thing. I don't know what it was. But thankfully, RetroArch is working for me on all my machines again without the hiccups. Yeah, Critical said I that makes sense. I was thinking about doing something like that. I'm kind of torn right now. Do we really need? I like the concept. I don't like what we got going on here. I like the concept of video themes. I really do. So I'm thinking maybe we should switch this up. I really hate this concept, if I'm honest, because we're talking about video platform themes and platform videos, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So rather than do it this way, what if we added support for custom themes to include videos? What if we did that? Does that make sense? And then we didn't add all the extra crap, yeah. Honestly, I think that's what we should do. So all the work I just did, I'm going to undo because I don't like where this is headed. I don't like this solution. It doesn't make sense to have platform themes different than platform videos. They're the same stinking thing. But we could easily enough add support for custom videos in the themes themselves. So what that would mean is if you go into your themes folder, you go into a particular theme, and you go into we would add a new folder here for platform videos or videos, platforms, whatever. So it would default to the videos that you have in your personal collection, and but if there were videos in the themes, it would use those instead, right? And later on, we can add options to prefer your custom your in the themes. Prefer either your videos or the videos from the theme. We can do all that kind of stuff. So I'm changing my mind on so much of this stuff. So we're going to be getting rid of what I just added. I'm glad I didn't build the UI out and all that stuff yet, because that would have been annoying. But yeah, I'm sold on this. I don't like having, although we need more than one video eventually, I think the best solution for this is exactly what Sid brought up originally, and that is to have video support for themes. Exactly. Because that will allow, because another issue that we're running into is that videos only work well with certain themes for the HD videos. All right. So as far as the themes, we'll add that functionality in there later. Let's just get this working. Well, so the only other thing basically we got to do in order to support this then would be the downloads. We need to provide the downloads. We need to provide another category to download this stuff. And of course, I can't, and then prioritization options and all that stuff. So, it's going to be in forms. What do we got? We got to do both the singular add edit. Oh, that's on games. And also the import or the download metadata wizard is really what we should start with. Whoops. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's go through. Man, I feel blind this morning. I'm stumbling all over the place, aren't I? It's okay. So download media, this is where it's going to show up in this grid, this database data grid view. Would you like to download media from EmuMovies? That'll stay just EmuMovies. So database data grid view. Select all. Multiple front images. That's interesting. I left that to do in there. I don't even know what that means anymore. I'm positive I already did that and I didn't take out the comment unless I didn't understand it or something. Alright, so this is the constructor. We get the image types and then we add the Steam trailer video. This is for games, we have to remember. We need to add the EmuMovies platform video as part of EmuMovies. We need to add this database data grid view rows add true strings value platform theme video is what we'll call it here. Of course, we need to add that to the strings. Pac-Man. James Baker seems to have multiple videos playing at the same time. Well, the separate video files are all part of the bigger single video. It's all just one big single video. Programming is now auto-hosting you for up to 93 viewers. Welcome, everybody. We're getting that a lot now, which is cool. Still don't understand the complete how that really works, but that's pretty neat. So we got platform theme video in here that we just added to the list of rows, and then we actually have to do something with it. So and you know what, that should be plural. Okay, we got a list of game IDs, and then it calls the original constructor there, so that's good. From here, we got to figure out where this stuff is used. Ready. Here we go. Okay. Where the values are selected. Basically, we're getting the first cell's value. Okay, and we're... Oh, interesting. So we're sending this on with a Boolean to specify whether... Yeah, and those are images, basically. So I need to stick with that logic. The download metadata task needs another Boolean for download platform theme video. And we need a public bool download platform theme video get private set. And then this dot download platform theme video equals download platform theme video. Okay, and then of course this is going to be broke. So we need to do two things. One is and r.cells1.value.toString is not equal to strings.value platform theme videos. And then bool this.database data grid view.rows.cast data grid view row dot first value what's it called, platform theme videos dot cells 0 dot value. Complicated, but that does it. So we basically added a Boolean to that task, so you'll now be able to select it in the download metadata and updates. We also need to do something similar with imports. Kramer TV. Take it easy, static fade. Kramer TV. I gotta look that up, Flansix. Kramer TV. Obviously, that's a Seinfeld reference. Maybe not. Ken Kramer TV? Alright, you're gonna have to explain that one to me because I can't look it up here. Alright, so from last week. Dude, my memory doesn't go back that far. Apparently, because I really can't remember that. Not good. Maybe it has something to do with me being sick this weekend. I don't know. Alright, so we got that. Obviously, now we got to use it. We can go ahead and test that, though. Make sure it shows up and you can select it and all that stuff. You got hosted by programming last week, and Elaine TV joined. Ah, yes, stating that it was pronounced like Elaine from Seinfeld. Ah, yes. I remember that now. That is a bit of a stretch, though, Lansix. You're pushing my brain. I'm not that quick, necessarily. All right, so if we go tools, download metadata and images, yes, 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 we get platform theme videos on the bottom. Except, now I don't want it to be, darn it. It's not plural. It should be singular. So I'll have to fix that again. But yeah, that's available there. And we're not running into any issues. Yeah, I check disk on my memory. Pretty much. My memory, it's funny. I historically I'm really I mean I'm pretty good at logic stuff, like figuring this stuff out, programming, that kind of thing. But memory has never been a strong point for my brain. I can't, like in college, for example, I refused to take history because memorizing all that stuff is just a nightmare for me. So what I did was I spent an entire summer and I took a self-study history class thing, and I basically outlined the entire history book in like ridiculously stupid detail, and that is how I got my history credit. But it was worth all that effort for me because I can't memorize history. I'm really bad with that stuff. Anyways, this is working. Other than I don't like the plural thing. We'll go ahead and fix that. Nope, I don't want Russian. Value, platform, theme, video. And we should have an error here. Yep, there should be another one. All right. Okay, so now we actually need to use it, but using it is going to be difficult without having it be up there on Amazon S3. I'm going to have to wait till after the stream to actually get it on Amazon S3 because security-wise, I think that's going to be an issue. But we can get the framework going, and then also we need to update the singular download stuff and also the import wizards. So we got that stuff to do. So what do we do first here? I think what I want to do is tasks. Let's go into the working control. This is where it actually downloads all this stuff. And we have a download metadata set up here. If we need methods, run download metadata task, and this background worker run stuff, download metadata background worker. Do work. So in here, this is the process. This is downloading an update to the LaunchBox games database. Stumbled on download more warm.wham. Wham? I don't want to click that link. I have no idea what that is. It sounds like it's a good thing I didn't click that link. Oh man. All right. Data manager.games. So EmuMovies downloads. We get the EmuMovies downloads. We're populating the EmuMovies downloads maybe. Platform search values. Yeah, this is where we actually download the platform video from EmuMovies. So first things first, if task dot download platform theme video, then we're looping through all platforms. Wow, that's interesting. And then system logo. I haven't figured out why we're looping through all platforms though to do this. I guess it's just gonna download any missing platform videos across your whole collection. But the thing is, like, what if you've only got... And then does it skip it if it already exists? It must. Platform video path equals null. So it's only downloading them for platforms that don't have them, basically, is what's going on here. Which makes some sense. So we are going to have to manage that whole issue. So for platforms that have the videos, we need to provide some kind of option to replace those, and I'm not sure how we're going to do that currently. FF Poke. Can you explain that? If you have a copy of everything locally stuff on S3, use Amazon S3 RRS for cheaper option. What is RRS? Ew. Oh man. Yuck. All right. It's interesting to me that we're not restricting this, but this is the download metadata and updates wizard, so it does make sense that we would just grab it for everything, all the platforms. You're selecting games, but I get what I'm doing here. It's just not as cut and dry as you'd think, because it's not necessarily clear what platforms you should download stuff for, other than going through the games that are selected, because you're not selecting platforms, you're selecting games. But whatever, we can do the same thing. The only issue comes into play when, for instance, you got existing platform videos and you want to switch them up to be the new themes. How is that going to work? I'm not sure. But we'll do something about it here. We can add an option for that, I suppose. We're going to copy this section. And copy that, although the EmuMovies part won't apply. If platform.getVideoPath equals null, in other words, there is no current video, error could not download platform video. So my strings, wrong one. Error could not download platform video. And I'm going to open this back up to make this easier. Error could not download EmuMovies platform video. Copy that. And we'll paste that in here and just get rid of the EmuMovies. Save. Hey, Retrophile, happy Halloween. S3 reduced redundancy pricing. Oh, I see. That makes sense, FF. I appreciate that. Good to know. Huh. Camel, that's funny. Cool, Rincewind, welcome. Yuck. Can we get off of the YouTube poop subject? Goodness sakes. That's so weird. I had no idea that existed. I have to admit, I have no idea that existed. I'm glad I've never stumbled on it. Goodness sakes. Retrofile, when deleting games, I notice it does not remove downloaded images assets associated with it. Yeah. That's something that we have on our plate. That is, I believe there's a ticket for that. To optionally allow, I know there's a ticket for that, to optionally allow deleting images. There are a lot of reasons why we didn't do that by default, but we do need to add an option for that, agreed. No, Rincewind isn't James Baker, Jade. That's cool, FF. The internal PDF viewer is planned for later this week. We should have that out. Oh man. Oh man. All right. Okay, so this is where we actually do our download. We do need to report progress. Go ahead and copy that. Message, downloading. We need to change this. Platform theme video. Let's just use that logic. Platform.name. We get the URL. We download the URL. We're going to say string URL equals, yeah, it's going to be the same. We can put it in here. This.get platform theme video URL, platform.name, task.errors. If not, string.is null or empty URL. It's going to be exactly the same. So that's straightforward. The only thing we have to populate when we get Amazon S3 up and running is this get platform theme video URL method. The strings, message downloading platform theme video. Downloading platform theme video for platform name. Actually, we don't need the word platform in there. It'll sound better like that. All right. We need to implement this. But then once that's implemented, this should work as is. And like I said, I'll wait till after the stream to implement the Amazon S3 thing and get the stuff uploaded. Let's go ahead and implement this method. Get platform theme video URL. Just a shell for now. I'm going to add a... Where should I put it? Let's put it up here for now. Private void We need string platform and errors. Task.errors, which is a list of string. There it is. Except this needs to be return a string instead of void. For now, I'm just going to return null. Put a big to do. So it won't do anything right now, but it'll be ready to go once I implement this method. And we'll implement this method based on what I do for Amazon S3. Let's see if we build. Corvus, out of curiosity, is Windows the only platform LaunchBox will ever be on? It would be awesome if it was stripped down for the Raspberry Pi. I know that would be a huge undertaking, but cool. Yeah, I would love to do that, Corvus. Is Windows the only platform LaunchBox will ever be on? I certainly hope not. I hope we can expand to new platforms. Absolutely. We're getting closer and closer to that as a possibility, but you're right. It's a huge undertaking. For every single possible platform, it's a huge undertaking. So is that going to happen soon? Probably not. But eventually, I hope so. Yeah. Hey, Phobos. Oh, yeah, I remember dial-up. Absolutely. I have fond memories of dial-up. BBSs. I don't go back that far. I wish I did, but I don't. I do go back to Prodigy. My dad had Prodigy when I was a little kid, so I have memories of using Prodigy and playing stupid little games on Prodigy on DOS, having the internet through Prodigy on DOS. Fighting for the phone line. Oh yeah. NASA's BBS. Amazing. I don't mind. I'm 30. How old am I? I don't even know. I was born in 84. You do the math. What are we talking about memory? I really don't even. Obviously, it's 2016, so I'm 32. Yeah. You're 32 as well, Camel? That's cool. I'm telling you, I know I get that from a lot of people, Beatlemaniac, but my memory is so bad that I can't remember my age. Yeah. And it's been like that for years. I get confused. So I mean I have plenty of strengths. I really do. You know, I can code, but there's sacrifices. There's plenty of sacrifices I make in my brain in order to be able to do this stuff, frankly. My brain can only manage so much stuff at once. And so development really takes over a lot. That's my only explanation for why I have so many holes in my memory and that kind of thing. Yeah, the most popular age for people in our situation is 30s and 40s, and late 20s. Sure. I wish I had a photographic memory. That'd be awesome. My father-in-law has this awful joke that he tells constantly, and literally like weekly he tells this joke, and his the joke is, yeah, I have a photographic memory, It just hasn't developed yet. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, so I don't even know why I shared that. That's so stupid. So we got this all set. We're good to go with this. Once we get this method implemented from Amazon S3, then the other thing we need to do is get the other two processes working, the imports working for the platform themes, and also the manual individual downloads. But no, the thing is, manual individual downloads, I don't think we ever even did that for the platform stuff. Let's take a look at that. I don't think we can, honestly. It doesn't really make sense in that situation. Although maybe it does. I'm not sure if we implemented that or not. It's no big deal to go through and do a download metadata and images update to get the platforms. If we go and we edit a game, download images and media, what do we get here? I hate registry entries. Man, that's annoying. One brain cell. I'm stealing that joke. It's great. Povis. A polygon. He did, Camel. All right. Yeah, there's no, well, EmuMovies is what I'm looking for. Yeah, there's no platform anything in here. Unless that platform doesn't have it or something. Let's just do one that definitely does. It really wasn't very funny, Camel. I thought there was more. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, right now there's no way to download platform videos from individual games. Not really a big deal. We should provide an option to go tools and download this stuff. On imports, though, we definitely need to do it. So let's go ahead and add that. And of course, that's going to be almost the exact same stuff, so that should be relatively easy. Import games from files wizard form. We're going to got our files, our platform, download images. This is the database data grid view, the same way as the other one. Database data grid view .rows.add. What is it? Value platform theme video. Okay. And this is where we create the actual task. So we need to modify the ROM import task the same way we modified the metadata task. We need a bool download platform theme video. Good enough. Okay. This is only gonna, that's another thing though. There's several of these for this wizard. So we're gonna have to modify more than one, I expect. So we'll come back to that. This is gonna be I might want to copy this out from the other forum. I need to lock my door here because my family's getting home, and I know, and all my kids are home from school today. Believe it or not, apparently that my kid's school gets out of school for Halloween, which is kind of crazy. I need to download metadata wizard. This is so it might get noisy here for a little bit, guys. We will see. Copy. This is what I need ultimately. Okay. And we're doing a where and r.cells1.value.toString is not equal to strings.value platform theme video. That'll do it. And we're going to need to do the same thing for not only the ROM import task, but also the other two. We have case import mode.roms, and we have DOS and Windows. And we need to do the same thing for all of them, really. New DOS import task. So let's do, where is that? Under processes, DOS import task. This inherits from import task. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to go cut this and put this in import task. And we're going to do get protected set. All right. And then we just change the constructor and that's it. And we need to do it in DOS. Bool download platform theme video. And I think this is the Windows import task. Bool download platform theme video. All right. Do these two and we'll be good to go. And it's actually, I think, as easy as copying these last two lines. They should be the same. Yeah. So then we need to go through back into our working control and handle stuff there. You guys are going to town over here. I don't know. Is it worth me catching up? Hey, Moose is with me, guys. Moose is with me about not being able to remember his age, so I don't feel so terrible. What's Mozart doing in his grave? Decomposing. I love that. That is awesome. That's probably one of my favorite jokes ever, actually. Oh, man. I have sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. Bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Oh, man. That's bad, but pretty funny. I'm laughing. A parrot named Polly swallowed a watch. Now Polly ticks. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Jay, I think what they called it, their school called it a teacher uh, improvement day or a teacher learning day or something stupid like that, and they just happened to put it on Halloween. Whatever. Hey, Foxy. Take it easy, Moose. Trick or treat is after school. You're now serving candy for the first time? Oh man, I try and get out of serving candy every year. I'm a horrible, horrible person. I just don't like kids other than my own. Because I'm bad. That's dangerous, Camel. Oh man, Rogue. uh, I turn off my lights and hide in the house with the shades drawn. Oh, uh, so I have a confession, a Halloween confession to make. One year, see my wife always wants me. This was before we had kids, so now on Halloween, every Halloween, I'm going out and with my kids, and we don't leave anybody at home to give out candy. So we just turn the lights off, right? Well, one year before we had kids, my wife is always on me to hand out candy. She had to go to a party or be with friends or something like that, and I'm home alone. And my wife wants me to hand out candy, but I know I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like it, and I want the candy for myself, right? this was this was like, I don't know what, 10 years ago or something like that. So so I didn't realize it, but she turned the light on, and I didn't want the light on, but I let the light on the entire time, and all these people were ringing the doorbell, and I'm sitting in my cave in my basement, uh, not answering the door. And I felt pretty bad once I realized that actually the light was on the whole time. But anyways, confession, my confession, worst Halloween ever. But I did get to eat the candy myself, so it wasn't that big a deal. That was enough to curb my depression from disappointing all those children. Oh. Oh, goodness sakes. All right, so working control. We need to go to, there's different background workers. I need to look up we're at methods. So we need to run DOS import task, the DOS import background worker. We did, and the ROM import background worker. Steam import background worker, I'm not going to bother with. Download metadata is covered. So we got three of them: the Windows, the ROM, and DOS. Here it is. And ultimately, I'm going to need to copy what I have in the download. It's going to be a little bit different, but not much. So we'll copy that, save us some time. Then we'll go into ROM import background worker do work. Before we do EmuMovies, we're going to do this. Looks like it's exactly the same. So that's helpful. I think that's all we need. And the same thing for DOS. And for Windows. Bingo. Now in theory, we should be good to go. I think. Other than getting them up on Amazon S3 and doing all that stuff. So that is this method here that we'll implement. Let's build it. Make sure we build. Yeah. Yeah. Having kids has taught me to be a little bit less greedy, EA. But yes. Yeah. I'm still a little bit greedy, I will admit. Just saving kids' teeth from cavities. Wow, that's awesome, Beetle. My best costume ever. When I was a kid, my dad used to build me costumes, and so I did. I had a really awesome looking robot. I went out as literally a head on a platter. One Halloween, I literally had a table on my shoulders, and that was probably and fruit on the table around my bloodied face. It was actually really really awesome. So I think that was my favorite costume. Head on a platter. I couldn't fit through doorways. But man, was that was a good costume. Really good. I won contests with that costume, actually. King-size candy for Halloween. That's awesome. Oh, man. Oh. Oh my goodness. All right. Um, so what's next? We got a good hour and 10 minutes left. I could get back into, since I can't continue this stuff for the videos until we get off the stream, just because of security stuff. I can't do the Amazon S3 stuff while we're on the stream, sadly. That's a pain, but oh well. I'll get back to this. The other thing I need to wrap up is the automatic ROM folder parsing. So we can take a look at that. I'm going to show that off here first so you guys have a concept of where we are at with that. So if I go and, so we have the scan for added ROMs and scan for remove ROMs. I've only done the currently selected platform right now, but that is basically working for the most part. So you get this down here and it says searching for additional ROMs, searching for Nintendo Entertainment System ROMs. It's basically scanning the hard drive and it finds some apparently. And it asks us what it wants to download, and we have the platform theme video in there now, of course. And it finds this one ROM, and then we can go through and it'll add that one ROM. So that is the process when it's not in automatic form. When it's in automatic form, it'll be a little bit different. But I need to make that same process work for the other ones as well. And then we need to do some automatic and disabling, enabling for this stuff depending on what's selected. So I'm gonna work on the automatic disabling and enabling here first, I think, in the main form. We need to go into here. So when you, I'm going to have to load up the, good, it loads. Scan for added ROMs for currently selected platform. Actually, it's this. When this is opening, drop down opening. And on this as well. So basically, if we get the filter and all that stuff, this is what is actually running the process. Selected filter types. Selected filter value. So basically, if this dot selected filter type is not equal to filter types dot platform, or we're gonna have to simplify this. Or this dot sidebar control dot selected filter value. We need to say string dot is null or empty on that guy. All right, if that's the case, we need to disable this dot scan for added ROMs for current platform toolstrip menu item dot enabled equals false, and this dot scan for added ROMs for current platform dot text equals strings dot label scan for added label for current, what is it, currently selected platform, currently selected platform, yeah, label for currently selected platform. Okay, we're gonna, yeah, so that's fine. Otherwise, this dot scan for added ROMs for current platform toolstrip menu item dot text equals strings dot, we're gonna need to do string dot format culture info dot current culture strings dot label for platform, and then we're going to put in the platform name, which is actually this dot sidebar control dot selected filter value, and then this dot scan for added ROMs for current platform toolstrip menu item dot enabled equals true. Okay, we need to do the same thing ultimately. Let's get these strings in there though before we continue. Label for currently selected platform for currently selected platform, and then label for platform is going to be for, and then a variable for the actual platform name. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing in the removed, except we're going to change added to removed. All right, we'll test that out, and then we can get back to actually implementing the functionality for the other 3 items. Yeah, you guys are still going. That's a good question, Beetle Maniac. How do I focus? Sometimes I don't. Nah, I'm not going to block you guys. Don't worry about it. Build succeeded. Good. Here goes. Okay, so we're on NES. If I go to Tools, Scan for Added ROMs, we get for Nintendo Entertainment System or for all platforms. Same thing here. Great. Go to Nintendo 64. We get Tools, Scan for Added ROMs for all platforms and for Nintendo 64. Good, good, good. And then if we go and we say all, Tools. Yeah, I need to change that text. It should be capitalized. But that is exactly what we need. Good, good. Or if we go to, say, genre, adventure, disabled. Perfect. All right. Strings. Label for currently selected platform. Come on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just kidding. For currently selected platform. Save. Oh, man. Hey, what is this? A legitimate question from Pac-Man? Jason, will there be a way to set platforms in such a way that will ignore scan for added ROMs for all platforms? I'm thinking of MAME. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet. We're going to need something like that. I'm not sure how MAME is going to handle this. MAME is going to be broke. Like, it's not going to work properly for MAME. So, in that sense, we do need to make it not work for MAME automatically. Because MAME is just never going to work, and there's very little we can do about that, unfortunately. So, because I can only imagine what that's going to do with MAME. It's going to be bad. Anyways, that is something we should look into, though. I need to restrict it so that MAME isn't allowed. I was looking into doing that, but I don't think I did it. Let's do a test on that. Yeah, Blue Arrow, absolutely, I can do that. As a matter of fact, I was working on that earlier this morning, but I ran out of time. So Yeah, no problem. We'll definitely wrap that up. Yeah, FF Poke, I've seen that video. It's awesome. I love LGR. LGR, I have to admit, it's one of my favorite channels. Although I haven't, I don't know, it's been a more recent love of mine. I didn't discover LGR until a bit later on. Um, so what am I doing here? Why did I load this up? MAME, that's right. So we go to arcade and we try to do it. What's going to happen? Searching for arcade ROMs. Yeah, this might take a while too because there's so many files. That's also a good point because this needs to work for arcade. At least the first time it needs to work for arcade. So what are we going to do about that? I don't know. That's going to be tricky. Hmm. That's probably a problem we're gonna have to solve after we put out the beta. I'm thinking that's gonna be complicated. MAME really makes everything complicated when it comes to file management like that. Hmm. Of course, it takes forever to parse that folder because there's so many files in there. Later tape. Down to earth and realistic, absolutely, yeah. LGR. Beetle, are you trying to merge the same game released on multiple platforms into one entry? For example, Donkey Kong was released on 25 platforms, but the arcade version is the best. So I only want to display that version without having to hide all the other versions. Uh, no, I don't currently have plans to merge games between platforms. That would be way too. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be tricky. Regions. Yeah, we kind of. Yeah, I can see that. I like that makes more sense. Although it's going to be a lot of development effort, and we're a long ways off from that. I do think that regions would definitely make sense to combine into a single release. Yep. Wow, this is taking forever. I didn't think it would take this long. We might have to speed some things up here. Yeah, it does. Yeah, we have some character issues with foreign characters when it comes to searches and stuff like that. I am aware of that. And that's on my list to fix. Although maybe I should make it more high on my priority list. Pac-Man, I'm using Lightspeed for MAME, and we'll probably use it for MAME software list as well after the next release of Lightspeed. I was thinking of having an option on the platform that allows you to ignore the scan ROMs feature. That makes sense. It would be nice. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something like that for the automatic. Yeah, I'm not sure. I get you there though. We're gonna have to do something for automatic ROM imports of that nature. I haven't thought all that stuff through, but yeah, I can see where that's headed. we ought to be able to, you ought to be able to specify, okay, I want this platform to automatically scan for ROMs. Sure, Jade, absolutely, go for it. Make a game the preferred version, like when it shows up in the game series or developer list, can it play the version that you favorited? Maybe. The thing is, in those lists, it shows all the games right now. So in order to be able to support that, we'd have to only show one, right? And so there are other issues there, other restructuring that would need to be done for that. Wow, I can't believe how long this is taking. We're gonna have to. I'm really gonna have to adjust this for performance somehow or other. This isn't good. It's nice and quick for all the other platforms, but I guess it's only because there's a lot fewer files in the folders. That makes sense. Huh. So my algorithm, I would expect it's to scan for new ROMs method that's slow. We're just searching through keys. Yeah. Well, I have to do some profiling to see what is going slow with this process, because this is taking forever. That makes sense, Camel. Yeah, I'm hesitant to cross-platform stuff would, I mean, just based on the way everything is structured, if you cross-platform things are really, really tricky. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Of course, everything is possible. It's just I'm not sure if that's going to be a good approach. So Task Manager, it's using the CPU. Looks like it's probably exhausting a single core or a single, whatever it is, hyper thread thing. I'm really surprised it's taken this long, though. By the way, while we're waiting for this thing, does anybody know how to disable Cortana completely? Lately, on one of my machines, what I'm getting is every single time I load up, every single time I log into Windows, Cortana pops up and says, if you allowed me to use your information, then I would be able to help you out a lot more. And talks to me, literally speaks to me every single time I log into the computer. But it's not happening over here, and I don't know why. But it's happening on the other machine. Really stupid. Yeah, well, I mean, Quad, there is a way to do it quickly. It's just that I'm going to have to research it and look into it and work on my algorithms to make it quick. The other thing is RetroPie uses a much simpler database for everything, so that I'm sure it's a lot simpler than what they're doing. So we just need to in other words, it's not our stuff is dynamic. Their stuff's a little less dynamic. So that's part of it. Although obviously we have work to do to speed this up, and I'm sure there's better ways to do it. Thank you, Doss. The anniversary update made it impossible to actually disable her anymore. Yeah, lovely. Oh, goodness. Says it works with the anniversary edition. Okay. That's horrible. All right, well, I'll go through that later. Thank you. All right, so it did finally come back. We go through the media stuff. We go through EmuMovies. It should know that it's MAME. Oh, this is going to take more time now, isn't it? Yuck. Oh, yeah, group policy. You know what? I think I might have already done that. If you're using Windows 10 Professional, you can do things you can't do in Windows 10 Home. So I'm guessing that's part of the issue there. So group policy will let you disable it. I think I remember doing something like that. So that might be why I don't have that problem on this machine. That's good. Thank you. I will bookmark this guy so I can do it on the other machine. It's getting irritating, though, that you have to get into the nitty-gritty parts of Windows to disable the stupid features that you don't want. I never used to have to do that crap. I do hide the icon, but... So now you should still be able to do it with group policy, and they have to do that for companies. So as long as you're running Windows 10 Pro, you should be able to disable all that stuff without any real hacks. You just get into group policy editor and do it that way. Thankfully, I run Windows 10 Pro on all my machines so that I can use remote desktop. So, any update will re-enable her? No, I don't think so. Group policy should enforce it, because if they did that, they'd piss off companies tremendously. Well, on one of my machines, it did re-enable it, but on this machine here, when I installed the anniversary update, it did not re-enable Cortana. So I think it's because I did the group policy thing, honestly. But it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, see, here's our issues. I don't think it used the MAME stuff, or it did use the MAME stuff, but we've got all of these duplicates. So we're going to have to do something about that, ultimately. It's literally scanning for every single duplicate in the entire MAME folder. So yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. Good to know, though. At least it works. It's using the MAME names. It's just that we've got to tweak it a little bit and then fix the speed issues as well. They want you to buy the monthly sub version of Windows for a business? Ew. Yuck. Oh, come on, Microsoft. I sure hope Microsoft doesn't screw this for everybody, you know? I really hope that isn't the case. Because obviously I have a lot invested into Windows right now, and that stuff scares me a little, I will admit. All right. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that is where they're headed. Because ultimately, wow, that's weird, Camel. That's really weird. Cortana, I want a divorce. All right, so what's next? Should we do? Let's do all platforms. Let's start getting that implemented. Although we're gonna have to tweak this performance-wise. That's only a small part of it. I'm going to copy this first. And this is an existing process running. We don't care about the filter type anymore. We don't care about the current platform anymore. We don't care about, okay, we have to check whether it's emulated. Sure. And we do need that. So first off, although actually we don't need this because we're going to go through the different keys. So we're going to do well, this needs restructured a little bit. First things first, for each string platform name in, string platform in root.datamanager.platforms.keys. Right? Something like that. Fix that crap. That drives me nuts. That's the one syntax that I can't get ReSharper to like me, to do like I want right now. I need to work on that, see if there's a way to fix that up. All right. The next thing is we need to move this out of here and put it in here. If not, root.datamanager.platform that is emulated, then we need to skip this particular platform. We'll do continue. Then from there, I'm going to do string.empty here. And then we need to report progress for each different platform. Hey, Vissy. We're back actually to working on the automatic ROM imports stuff. All programs work via web. Honestly, I'm not sold on that ever happening or ever becoming a decent option. I've been saying that for years, though. They've been advertising, eventually operating systems won't be necessary. But they've been saying that 10 years ago they were saying that. 5 years ago they were saying that a lot. I still don't believe that. I think operating systems will be important for a very, very long time yet. All right. So, what do we got here? The only thing left is we need to... one issue is that the import games from files wizard form only supports a single platform right now, which that's going to be a trick in itself. Yeah, this all has to change. Wow. All right. All right, but we need to report progress. So update progress, percentage. Basically, oh, it's not running indiscriminate anymore, is it? What is it? Run progress. And then update progress. We need to say platforms.keys.count. Let's make this a double to make this easier. Then we can say int count. What is it? What is the... Oh man, my math is not here today. Int current equals 0. Current plus plus. Current divided by count times 100. Something like that. Followed by the title, which is going to be this. That's going to stay the same. Followed by the status, which is going to be string.format stuff. It's down here. That should do it in theory, I think. Give us some decent progress. Then the next issue is that we need a total ROM count. Yeah, Chromebooks. I always feel hampered on anything Android other than a phone. I feel Linux wouldn't cut it for me. I'm not sure that's Linux fault, but yeah, I'm with you there. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't use Linux. All my main tools that I use won't run on Linux, so it's like there's no way I could get away with that, doing that for work and home and everything else. I just couldn't. Games designed for Windows is another thing. Yep. Program for Windows is another thing. That's the thing. Yeah, I could, if I formed my life around Linux, I could use Linux, absolutely. But growing up on Windows and developing for Windows, it's, of course, the developing for Windows is obvious. You got to use Windows to develop for Windows. But I remember as a kid, I used Linux as a kid, but as a kid, the problem was I could never play games on Linux, and so that was always a major issue. There's plenty of games on Linux, but of course you can't play the mainstream games on Linux. Although now you can more and more through Steam, but it's still very restricted. Yeah, Linux is just because there's so many developers on it. It's been ahead of the times a lot of the time. It's ahead of the other operating systems, not behind. It used to be Linux was even ahead performance wise, but that's not been the case for a very long time these days. Java. I learned Java in college. That was the main language for me for a long time, and then I realized that C# is so similar. Yay! I know how to program for real now. So yeah, Java is a pretty language. It's a good language. It's just the implementation's kind of crappy, but it's because they're trying to do conquer all platforms at once, and it's messy. It's difficult to do. Hey, French, welcome. With the exception of most large corporations, yeah. Hey, Game Room. All right. So we're going to need the ability to combine these together. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, because we need to send the entire thing over to the dialog, which is tricky because right now it's only a single platform. That's going to be really kind of problematic. It's going to be a lot more work to get that working properly. I didn't think about that, to be honest. Oh, crap. So well, we're farther, but this whole section here is going to have to be tweaked. Scan for new ROMs needs to be able to add to an existing enumerable. So enumerable of string items. We're using a dictionary. Results equals new list of string. Results equals items equal null. Then new list of string. Otherwise, items.toList. Can clean that up. That should solve that in theory. And then what I can do here is we can say var new ROMs equals new list of string. And then scanning.scan for new ROMs new ROMs. The whole toArray thing is not going to work though. Oh, we're returning. Okay. New ROMs equal. Actually, this needs to be moved up. Outside the for each. Okay, and then what's the issue here? Enumerable of string. Oh, sure. Okay. Possible multiple enumeration of IEnumerable. That figures. We should change this. Really, we should. So scan for new ROMs. Forget this. We're going to make this a list of string and stop using link, slowing things down. And that seems to work fine. And then what we can do is make this, just put that var back there. And this needs to return now a list of string instead of an enumerable. Not directory.exist folder. Return items. Okay. And then in the for each, we get more new ROMs for each platform. Then we actually close the for each. It's fine. Okay. And if new ROMs.count, now that it's a list, equals 0, then we say no additional ROMs found. Otherwise, we invoke, we run the form, we feed it new ROMs.toArray, and the platform, this is where it's tricky. This is where we got to tweak this to support multiple platforms. And I don't know how fishy that's going to be, but that's going to be tricky. All right, where are we at here with the comments? Java uses lots of RAM, is not coded correctly. Yeah, yep, I've seen that. Here's the thing about Java, okay? Before I read any more comments, Java, without Java, programming languages would be very, very far away from where they are right now. Java, although the implementation kind of sucks, it doesn't suck for every implementation. Just the default implementation kind of sucks. But Java invented things in programming languages that didn't previously exist, that are really, really great. So Java made a lot of great strides for programming language development. It's just that the default implementation for Windows and Linux and some other whatever else is kind of crappy. But Java is not the implementation. Java is the language, and that has been the big win for Java. C# would have never existed without Java being what it was. Java made some incredible strides in programming language development that really enabled some more modern programming languages like C#. Porting one of his programs from C++ to Java for performance reasons? Wow, really? You know what's interesting about that Vlansix? I remember back in the day, I actually did some performance comparisons between C++ and Java, and yeah, every test I did came out with C++ winning except for one, and it was just because I wasn't doing it in the best possible way. So. But I will say that Java did compete down with low-level like basic arithmetic stuff. Java did compete surprisingly well, although there are other issues that I wasn't really testing. So yeah, that's really kind of silly to to switch from C++ to Java for performance reasons is pretty stupid, obviously. The one thing you don't want to do is go up to a developer and tell him that his application sucks because he didn't use C++ or he used Java. That's going to piss off any developer ever, honestly. Then they go and tell me they're porting sections of the code base to C. That makes sense. Massive security concerns. Sure. One idea I'd be interested to see if people liked. I have various systems here. Some more capable than others. Like to sync all my LaunchBox XML. It would be good if there was some system level config. That would mean certain emulators could be enabled, disabled, depending on hardware. Interesting. I'm sort of with you, Martin. One thing that's irritating right now is LED blinky because I sync my stuff between all my machines. Of course, anything that isn't a cabinet doesn't have LED blinky support, and so I get LED blinky error messages. So I'm sort of feeling where you're going there. Save your settings XML to save the colors. Yeah, that makes sense. LaunchBox is really portable, Camel Spit. If you have if you're having to match drive letters, you're doing it wrong, frankly. It is totally portable. That's good to know. Yeah, that makes sense, Camel. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But seriously, LaunchBox is fully portable. You can't get any more portable than LaunchBox, other than the requiring DirectX. It's fully portable. The paths are as portable as it can possibly be. So if you're having issues with that, it's because something isn't correct. I don't know. I'd have to see your configuration, Camel. Nothing can be. You just got to use relative paths. That's the thing. Nothing can be portable across different drives. If you've got, there's a lot of. The reason why I'm addressing this right now is because there's a lot of confusion in the community about this. If you have stuff across multiple drives, then it's just not possible to be portable, and nothing can support that. That's not. There's no way to support that properly. Is what I'm trying to say. If you have stuff across multiple drives. But if you have everything on a single drive, there's no restrictions and everything should be completely portable. Cool, Camel. You shouldn't have to do drive mapping, though, either, really. All right, anyways. So, yeah. I need to figure out how to get the import games from Files Wizard form to support multiple platforms, which is going to be a trick in itself, but it should be doable. I think what we should do is feed over null to that, and we'll see what happens there. I have to walk through some stuff. If you have stuff across multiple drives, you can mount your drives as mount point, and if you still want to use relative paths. Sure, that makes sense. UNC paths? They'll tie us. I gotta refresh myself on what UNC paths mean. Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, no, not for portability. UNC paths aren't the best way to do it. Relative paths are the best way to do it. Although between drives, I can see that. But the thing is, UNC paths. The problem with that is, if you're doing it over a network, sure. If that's what you're dealing with, then sure, that makes some sense. But if you're syncing stuff between machines, a full UNC path is not going to be what you want. You want it to change based on what you're based on the machine you're on. You don't want it to be the same based on the machine you're on. You don't want to always point at the other machine. So it's complicated. It's certainly not straightforward. If the ROMs are hosted on another machine, that makes sense. So yeah, if you're doing it over the network, then yeah, you can use a UNC path. Although performance is a real issue oftentimes when you use LaunchBox over a network. So FYI. Sounds like the issue, Camel, is that you're using multiple drives. If you kept LaunchBox and your ROMs and your emulators all on the same drive, then you wouldn't have that problem. So my recommendation, Camel, would be to put LaunchBox. Well, and now that your collection's all set up, it's going to be a royal pain in the butt to do it. But the best way to handle that is to put LaunchBox with your ROMs and your emulators, and then they can all just relatively refer to each other, and you won't have those kinds of issues. I get you. All right, so I got this error down here. Oh, we got to adjust this. That's right. All I need to do is put a null in here. Okay. Then I don't know what's going to happen with this. This is going to be interesting. We're going to have to walk through that. I'm going to put a breakpoint in here. That makes sense, Veltius. That makes sense. I can see that. Yeah. All right. Hopefully this will work for us. I can't remember if I've got my... Yeah, it looks like I've got my configuration right. Right, so we're gonna do a smaller platform here. No, I want to do all, is what I want to do for all platforms. Cool. It's going through all the platforms now. Of course, now it's on arcade, so that's going to take a while. Yeah, we need a feature to move all the ROMs to another folder, which is planned, Camel. We have a ticket for that. But yeah, that's not currently there. So this is going to take a while. But I kind of want to walk through the code here. So I'm going to end up waiting for it. So I guess we can just talk here for a while. I'm gonna end the stream here soon. I really want to get back to the stuff to get the videos working with Amazon S3. That's close, so that'll be good to test this afternoon. I'll definitely get that done. My hope is that I can get a beta out this afternoon, although no promises. Hopefully I can get this particular process to a point where I can actually make it mostly functional. The other thing is this will be a risky beta because I have done a bunch of restructuring and things seem to be working fine. But I'm going to need everybody's help testing everything because I did a bunch of code restructuring before I got into this stuff, which shouldn't cause any issues, but you never know. So there's that. But this next beta will be a big one for sure. Alpha 1. All right, guys. Well, you're just going to be staring at this, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And while while I'm waiting for this thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on Amazon S3 and set all that stuff up. That, of course, the trick is can't really do that while I'm on stream for security reasons. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, guys. I think we've made some good progress. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll have a beta out tonight. If not, tomorrow. But I'm going to aim for putting the beta out sooner rather than later, even if I don't have all the features wrapped up. I can just disable the PDF stuff. That's not a big deal in the meantime. And we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a nice one, and I will see you guys all on Wednesday. Thank you, Corvus. Later, everybody.